everyone, how's it going? It's Hayley from the Character Consultancy here. I'm here as a guest on Alex Magnay's channel to read you an essay written by Alex in response to my Spyro the Dragon video. I hope you enjoy.
Spyro the Dragon, the hero's journey. First of all, before I begin, I'd like to thank the Character Consultancy for their video on Spyro the Dragon as a character for helping me realise some things about Spyro that I'd never noticed before. This video is intended as a follow-up from that one, as that video primarily discussed the events of the original Spyro game exclusively and does not mention the events of the sequels. In the past, I saw Spyro as really just a cute character who fights evil and saves the day without much growth in terms of story. I personally have a strong preference for video games that have good stories over games that just set up a preset series of events that recur throughout the series. And as I was growing up, I began to see Spyro as just that. But the video on Spyro as a character has now allowed me to see him in an all-new light. To that end, I would like to discuss how the series progresses throughout the first 3 games, and why Spyro is much more than just a generic video game protagonist, starting with the original Spyro the Dragon. Not much is ever shown of Spyro's past in this game, so we don't know many of the events that occurred prior to the Nasty Nork incident. We are, however, shown that the dragons have no true fear of Nasty in literally the opening scene.
For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure. Or is it 14,000?
What about this Ganasty Ganok character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature.
Simple?
He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom.
No threat?
Besides, he is ugly.
Ugly? That does it!
Huh? Looks like I've got some things to do.
After being encased in crystal, it only takes Spyro touching a dragon in order to free them. And what's more, the dragons were even fully conscious while trapped, meaning that they were able to feel and think even when in crystallized form.
Dr. Shemp thinks he's so cool. You don't know what it's been like listening to him over and over. But I tell you one thing, he should watch his back.
The fact that they know that Nasty Nork's most powerful spell doesn't even hurt them shows a lot for how little of a threat they see him as. Because of this, rather than acting as though they're scared of him, even after being freed, they act as though this is just a typical day, and even chat with Spyro on occasion about things other than Nasty Nork.
Hey, Spyro! Press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks? Plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
Thanks to the video by the Character Consultancy, I see now that the reason why the dragons don't immediately chase after Nasty Nork is that they're using him as an excuse to test Spyro, the smallest and physically weakest dragon of the group, to see if he's worthy of becoming a hero. It's all just a big ploy against Nasty Nork to show Spyro how powerful he is as a dragon, so that he might later help defend the dragons against stronger threats, which leads us nicely into Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage.
You're toast, Nork.
In the beginning of Spyro 2, Spyro and Sparx end up transported to a new world by accident, the neighbouring fantasy realm of Avalar. He meets with some of the inhabitants and hears of their plight. A new bad guy is on the loose named Ripto, who is also from a neighbouring fantasy realm. Ripto, upon discovering Avalar has no dragons, decides to attempt to take it over. Compared to Nasty Nork, Ripto is capable of using magic that can harm others, as well as 2 powerful henchmen in Crush and Gulp. Ripto in general is of no threat to Spyro's homeworld and those he grew up with, and he has only just now met the other inhabitants of this world. Despite this, he realizes that they are under serious threat from Ripto and chooses to help out. This adventure is about Spyro learning how to be responsible and the responsibility that being a hero requires. In the end, Ripto is defeated, Avalar returns to normal, and Spyro returns to the realm of dragons a much wiser hero. This now leaves one more game, Spyro 3, Year of the Dragon. At the start of Spyro 3, Spyro and the rest of the dragons are resting during a peaceful day in the Dragon Realms, surrounded by their newly laid eggs. Little do they know that as they rest, all 150 dragon eggs are stolen by a mysterious cloaked figure. Upon waking and discovering the thief, it turns out Spyro is the only dragon small enough to give chase, leading him to the Forgotten Realms. This time, it's a whole lot more personal than it ever was in Spyro 2. Spyro may never closely interact with the sorceress behind it all until the final fight, but the threat is now against the entirety of dragonkind, not just Spyro himself. The sorceress plans to take the dragon eggs, hatch them, then kill the baby dragons, allowing her to use a spell that will make her immortal. This is the greatest threat to dragonkind, as if Spyro doesn't stop her, dragons will become extinct in the Dragon Realms. To this end, he must go through another unfamiliar land, helping strangers in need in order to reclaim the eggs and stop the sorceress. After achieving this, it can be assumed that Spyro is now a wizened hero, with a greater understanding of how to be a hero than the other dragons ever had. He saved both a strange new land filled with people who are under threat by a tyrannical dictator, and saved the entire future of his own kind. What new adventures await him in the future? Who knows, but I for one am more ready than ever to find out.
I'd say the sky's the limit.
Alex Magne is live streaming games including Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Monday to Friday between 1 to 5 PM, then 6 to 9 PM UK time, and that he's open for anyone who would like to come by and chat about Spyro.